This is the values video. Here we see the registers. Below that are the variables. Then the work list. And below there are the app list, A through R. And below there are the given lists. Alright, up here at the registers, each register can hold one value. Here, the variables can have only one value. But here, the work list, each one can have 10,000 values. Pattern can have 10,000, observed can have 10,000, frequency can have 10,000, and so forth. Below there, these are the app lists. Each one of them can have 500 values. And below there are the given list. Those lists have different number of values in them. You should never write to those values, but you can read them. For instance, this is random digits, and here's random numbers. I know there's 10,000 of those, but you don't want to write to them because they're used in some of the functions. For instance, the random values are used in the probability functions, pick, peck, and puck. Alright, now back up to the registers here. When you see registers marked in green, you know that those are the control registers for that program. Right now we're in the main program, so the control registers are the ones with the M's. The M's stand for main program control registers. If we were in a subprogram, these below there would be highlighted in green. Therefore, they would be the control registers. Now, the main program and all the subprograms use these same registers here, the G's and the M's. Every program can access them. There is only one set of them, the G's and the M's. However, below there, the S ones for subprogram and the ones without a subletter are the local registers. They are unique to every program. The main program has its set. Subprogram 1 has its set, all the way through subprogram 9 has its set. That is to say, if you change this value here in A, and you went to another subprogram, it would not have that same value in A. It would be a unique register for that subprogram. Another thing to know about registers is they are contiguous. That is, you could move, say the G's here, there's 31 of them. You could say, I want to move the 31 G's to the work list down here called value. Therefore, saving all of these registers. Later on, when you wanted them back, you could say, I want to move 31 values from value into explanation G, and they would move back. These are contiguous in memory, one after the other. However, you could not do that also with the registers below here. These, remember, are separate. They are all contiguous, but then these are a separate contiguous string. That doesn't mean you can't move groups of them, but you can't mix the two groups because they're not contiguous. Now we go down here to the variables. What's nice about them is they can have a name. Here we have tab number, tab was, pattern number, tick. They can be assigned names. They only hold one value though. But like the registers, they are contiguous. There's 60 of them. if you wanted to save all 60 of the variable's values, you could say you want to move 60 from tab number to value, and then later on you want to move 60 from value to tab number, and you would bring all the values back again. They are also contiguous, as are these below. These are the work lists. Each one has 10,000 values in it. But what if you had a list that would be as many as 20,000 values? Well, you could come down here. Here we have list 31 isn't being used. The next list is list 32. You could call list 31 amounts, and then call list 32 more amounts. And then you could use this 20,000 long. And what you would know is that when you said you wanted list 31 plus 10,000, that is actually the first value of list 32. These are also contiguous, as are the app lists down here. These app lists are important mostly because they are saved with the program. You can put value lists in them, like patterns, and you know that when the program is saved, those patterns would be saved, and when it's loaded again, those patterns would be back again, and you can use them right away. You don't have to rebuild them. These are also contiguous. You could run a list across between, say, list B and list C. That's perfectly all right. Each one of these has 500 values. If you needed 1,000 values in your list, you could go across them and go from B into C. All right? This is the video about values.